Today's video is going to be about two air guns that are just absolutely superb, but are probably, I'm not going to say underrated, but underspoke about. One is the Kalibrgun Cricket. This one's in 25, and you've seen me shoot this. Excellent gun with pellets or slugs. And the other gun is the Taipan Mutant, which this one is in 22. This gun was given to me for a trial run by Mitch on GTA. So thank you, Mitch. This is my gun, and I never did a review on the Cricket because I was kind of waiting for something to compare it to. It's a superb gun. I'm sure there are tons of reviews about this gun, but again, I don't want to just do a review. What I'm going to do is just kind of talk about these two guns briefly. You've seen me shoot these in my other videos. If you haven't, you can go back and take a look. Shooting slugs, shooting pellets, excellent. This one, I'm going to have the Taipan Mutant. I'm going to have in this video shooting both slugs and pellets, and I'll tell you what it was shooting well with. But I have to say both of these guns are just unbelievably really well made, accurate, powerful, adjustable. These are not adjustable like your FX, where you can externally adjust the regulator and the hammer spring and the transfer port. No, so the transfer ports are pretty much fixed. The regulators are in the tube. They're adjustable, but you got to degas them, pull them out, kind of do a test. The hammer springs can be adjusted from the back via an external knob, which is excellent. So that is no problem, and both are accessible. I mean, these two guns are identical in visual, appearance, design, almost everything. Now, one thing I will say is that the trigger on the Taipan Mutant is a slight bit more crisp and a little, same lightness. They really are both quite fantastic, but I would definitely say the Taipan Mutant has a slight edge in the crispness of the trigger. Although for a bullpup, you have a rod that goes to the trigger, and sometimes that can get mushy, but not in this gun. It's really, really nice. This is even better. These are two really amazing guns, and I just really wanted to bring this to you, let you know if you're looking for a gun that is reliable, accurate, well built in the bullpup design. These are bullpups. I know not everybody, I'm not a big bullpup fan, although I do like these two guns. Then these are the guns that you probably want to get. You can't go wrong. I mean, if you look on every forum, GTA Gateway to Airguns, that's one of my favorite forums. There's also Airgun Nation, another good forum. You will not hear a single, I've never heard anybody say something bad about these guns. Now, I know for a while that the Taipan Mutant, which I believe now is the Taipan Veteran, that is the upgrade or the newer model, they did have a problem with their barrels a while back, but that has all been rectified and taken care of. And I can tell you, from me shooting this, it is absolutely fantastic. It is spot on accurate. Yes, sub MOA at 50 yards. At 100 yards, I know I can do it. You'll see in the video, it was really windy, 11 mile an hour, 10 shots, about an inch and a half, inch and 3/4. But again, it was a really, really windy day. These guns are both very capable. With that said, now I'd like to just kind of go over the features of each gun and let you see it. And then what we'll do is we'll go out to the range, and you'll see some footage I already shot at the range a few days ago. This is the winter. My first day at the range, it was like 20 degrees. Second day was like 45 degrees. So of course I shot much better the second day, even though it was quite a bit windy at 11 mile per hour. So let's get right into the features. So with these two guns, both, I've taken the liberty to remove the shrouds. Both have removable shrouds, which, by the way, these are really, really quiet. There's really no need for any other baffling or LDC or moderator on this. This suffices. This is in 25, this is in 22. These are really quite quiet. The barrels, I believe this is a CZ barrel and this is a Lothar Walther barrel. Either way, these are very common barrels, very good barrels. So these barrels are very common barrels. I believe both are CZ or possibly Lothar Walther. I'm going to stay with, I know this is a Czech Republic gun, so I'm going to expect this to be a CZ barrel. This is a Ukrainian gun. They might use CZ. There's no markings on it that indicate, you know, it is a Lothar Walther or CZ, so I really can't say. But what I can tell you is that these are very common barrels, especially the CZs and Lothar Walther, and that's why I make slugs for those kind of common barrels. Now, there's been a lot of talk that, well, everyone's starting to shoot slugs now. Well, not everyone is, but yes, more and more people are getting into it. I got into it recently, and there's been talk that, well, the barrel has to be specifically designed for slugs. Well, what I'm finding is, in talking with someone on GTA, Knife, thank you, smart man, he knows Mike, he's a very smart man, educating me on all this, explained to me how twist rate and weight and length of a slug, more the weight of the slug, makes a difference on whether it will stabilize given a certain amount of power. So what I do is, I have found that 254 in the 25 has worked extremely well out of this CZ barrel. I believe it's a CZ barrel. Pushing it, this is about 70 foot-pounds of energy out of my Cricket, again in 25. The 22, I was able to push to about 45 foot-pounds of energy. Pretty good in a 22. I think I could have gone farther, but this is not my gun, and I couldn't alter it, and I don't want to push it too hard, but it handled the slugs very well. So with that being said, these barrels in these guns are great for both pellets and slugs. You can't go wrong. So both of these guns have Picatinny rails that are midway moved forward. They have a clamping system about center mass, just above the trigger. They are both side lever, but again, the side, because they're bullpup design, they're back here, okay? Both have regulators in them. Now, one thing to note about the Cricket, and this was one of the issues with the Cricket, I believe, early on, the regulator in that Cricket looks great. When I took it out, nothing looked wrong with it. Everything looked fine. I polished the Belleville washers, everything, cleaned it up, put it back in. I just could not get it to get consistent, especially if the gun sat for a while. If the gun sat for just a little too long, it would take a few shots, like 3, 4, 5 shots to get the regulator up. And then after shooting for a while, if you left it, put it down for about a half an hour, it would do the same thing. So I just decided to change it, and I put a Yuma regulator in here, and that thing is fantastic. Yuma is great. Now, the regulator in the Taipan is excellent. I've had no issues, very consistent, just awesome. Both have your fill probes in the front here. The Taipan is a spin. The Cricket is a pull forward. I actually prefer the spin on the Taipan because on the Mutant, or maybe the Veteran if you have the newer one. It's just a lot easier. I mean, this whole pull forward thing, it's kind of a pain in the neck. But again, both great guns. If I had to pick over some design features, I would probably say that the Mutant or the Veteran has a few things I like better, which is the spinning of the fill probe area on the tube. The trigger's slightly better for sure. And the regulator came stock pretty good. Now, on the Cricket, I definitely like the fact that you get this little cheek piece here. So here's this gun here. And again, you have this cold, hard metal to put your face on. And the reason, when I bought this 2 years ago, it came with this cheek piece that just fits right on there. And I have to say, oh, that is so on a cold day, it is just really, really, really comfortable. While I was shooting this just 2 weeks ago, I froze my face. And what I did was I just took a bicycle cushion, on the handlebars, and I put it over because my face was freezing. So I know that people are making 3D printed covers and maybe wood ones, and that's great. It's just that this came with it, and I do like. So each one has its own strength and weakness, but both, you can't, either one you pick, you're gonna love it. They both come with your round metal magazines. These are awesome. They work really, really well. Both come with the same kind of fill probe. It's a brass fill probe, and you need to add the BSPP adapter to the back. Now, one thing that the Taipan came with that was better than the Cricket is, let's see, maybe you see that there. This is a single shot tray. Look at that. A single shot tray for the Taipan. It fits. It's just really, really amazing. Okay? Just fits right in there. Really clean. Locks in place. And it just works really, really well. There it is in there. That little piece right there. Let's take it out. Cock it back. Slide the lever back. And there it comes out. Really, really well made. Metal, aluminum. So another great feature on the Cricket is the Stowaway magazines. 4 magazines will fit in here. I know that for the Taipan Veteran Mutant, someone has created a printed 3D clip-on right here onto the rail where you can put 3 of the magazines right here. So whatever you can do for one gun, you can definitely do for another. One notable difference about these 2 guns is the way you load the magazines. I feel personally that it's a little easier to load the Taipan Mutant Veteran magazine than it is to load the Cricket. But both are good. Here, let me just demonstrate. Now, if you need to load a magazine, let's take it out. I've gotten skilled enough that I could almost do it with one. No, you can't. See, you need to use 2 hands. It's a little bit. I mean, if you get skilled enough, you should be able to do it. Okay. So if you're in the field, let's see. Let's try it. So you want to load your magazine. You cock it. Try to do this with one hand. You're pulling back. Oh boy. So you got to make sure the arm is back. Again, pulling back and loading the magazine. Wow, this is pretty hard to do. All right. I don't know, maybe some of you, there we go. One hand, there we go. Ready to go. Now remember, push it forward, and now it's going to index. So if you don't, and there's a reason for not having the magazine index. There is no safety on this gun. This leads me to the second point that makes these 2 guns different. The Mutant, or Veteran, has manual safety. The Cricket does not. So the reason, I believe, for not having the magazine index is that if you take a shot and load it, and maybe you cock it again, you may not want it to index to load the next bullet or slug. So you can have that as a safety feature. Not the best thing. A second reason for not having it index is maybe you want to load pellets or bullets from the side. And one nice thing, the difference between these 2 is that I load my my slugs from the side here. I don't know if you're seeing that. There's an open space. So it's really nice that if you wanted to, you could load them one at a time and turn it. Load, turn, load, turn, load, turn. With the Mutant, you cannot do that. There is no space to fit the slug in on the side right here. So the magazine is pretty much flush with the receiver, while the magazine on the Cricket kind of stands out enough to get 1 slug at a time. You could load it, rotate, load it, rotate. Again, each gun has its plus and minuses. It just is a matter of what you can tolerate or what you like better. But they're both, as I've said, they're both excellent guns. Loading the Taipan Mutant magazine is really simple. Cock it, point in a safe direction. Pull back this little lever, which pulls back the center pin that holds the magazine. It goes not quite sideways, but a little up and then down. Push the pin forward, and you're ready to go. That is how the Mutant works. Pretty good. The Cricket is a little different. It has a pin, center pin, but it's also an indexing lever. So it's a little tricky. I'm going to take off this cover here, and so you can kind of get a little better view of that. Again, same idea. Cock it back, but you have to pull and hold. Place the magazine in. Now it will go in from the side, but you can see how I just kind of, you don't have, it doesn't fit exactly right. Close it. Now the indexing lever is in the mid position, which means if I fire and then recock, it's not going to index the magazine. So in order to have it index the magazine, you have to lift it up and push forward, just as I did there really closely. I'll zoom in so you can see that. So here it is in a little closer view. Again, cocking it back, pulling this lever up and back, holding, that holds the pin in here back. This magazine will slide in. You can pull the cocking arm forward. Now, if I were to shoot currently in its current position, it would not index the magazine. So in order to index the magazine, you need to push up and forward. Ready? There it goes. Now it's ready to index. So I can fire and then cock, and it will rotate the magazine. The Kalibrgun Cricket has a 300 bar fill, although I will never take it to that. I think the most I ever take it to is around 250, and just below that. The Taipan Veteran Mutant here has a 250 bar fill, and I always stay a little bit below it, around 245, 240, just to be on the safe side. Longevity. I know that these tubes are engineered to handle 3-4 times that amount before anything should happen, so you can fill to that 250 and 250 on both without any problem. But you get tons of shots with these guns. And on this gun, like I said, I tuned it to 70 foot-pounds of energy doing 3 things. I have the regulator set at about 140 to 100, somewhere around 140, 145 bar. Can't remember exactly. I used a slightly lighter valve spring. Not that that really matters. Once you're getting up to these kind of pressures, the valve spring, it's not going to matter. The pressure behind it's going to close it so fast. Also, I drilled the transfer port as well as the valve transfer port, polished it, and in the valve transfer port, what I did was I kind of took some material away to give it this like sloping effect instead of the 90 degrees, so that the air coming out of the tube goes into the valve and then doesn't bang up against the back of the valve and have to make its way up. It's kind of a smoother transition. And lastly, I increased a little bit of hammer spring tension. And what that did, once I found a nice balance of pressure, hammer spring to air pressure and valve pressure, where you're not having too much air coming out, just getting wasted, I found that at 70 foot-pounds, I'm getting about at a 250 bar fill, I'm getting about 27, 30 shots, somewhere around there, which I'm very happy with. And on this gun, I did not do anything. It's not my gun. All I did was mess with the hammer spring a little bit. I'm not sure where the regulator pressure is. It seems like it's somewhere around 110 bar, maybe somewhere around there. But it was sufficient to get this to about 45 foot-pounds of energy, just messing with the hammer spring. Now, if you get your own Taipan Veteran, I don't think they sell the Mutant anymore, but if you get your own Veteran, you can take it out, obviously adjust the regulator as you please. If you decide you want to mess with the transfer ports, you can do that. But again, I only recommend doing that if you know what you're doing and if you're okay with the idea that you're voiding your warranty. So this gun I've had for 3 years, and again, I only started picking it up recently. So now that we've talked about these 2 guns and kind of went over their features, let's go out to the range. Let me take you there and see how the Taipan Mutant, now the Veteran, performed. So before I take you out into the field, I want to just review what actually happened day 1, day 2, with the Taipan Mutant, using various types of pellets, JSBs, polymags, even NOEs from Wayne on GTA. He sent me some beautiful 23 grain. This gun almost liked everything. And then day 2 was even better. Let me show you what, before we go into the field, let me show you what that looks like. So here is day 1. Day 1 at 50 yards. So I was just trying to see if the gun liked my slugs, other pellets. Bottom line, JSBs, here we are, 18 grain at 50 yards. I was not comfortable with the gun, but it did very well with those. H&M Barracudas. Now, day 1, it did not do so well, and also day 2, it didn't do. So right here, right now, I'm going to tell you, this Taipan Mutant did not like the 21 grain H&M Barracudas, which I was a little surprised at, but it did like the JSBs even out to 100, which I'll show you. Here, this was just sighting in. Here is the first day with AVS Slugs. These are my 26 grain AVS Slugs, about a little over an inch, and these are, I believe, 10, yeah, this is a 10 shot group. Here is a 12 shot group with a flyer, the same 26 grain. Now this was the first day, very cold, not so windy, but I'd never shot this gun before. At 50 yards, I was very pleased. Now, here we are, out to 100 yards on day one. Again, cold, not too windy. JSB 18s, they did pretty well out to 100 yards with this gun. This is just sighting in. Again, H&M Barracuda, no go. Look at this, it kind of peppered the whole target. This is a 6-inch target, and this is about 3 inches, no go. The 26 grain did about as well as the JSBs. Here it is again, and here it is again. Here, oh, I'm sorry, these are 24 grain. This is the 26 grain. So the 24 grain kind of opened up a little bit. Here you see these are 12 shot groups. So here is a nice little cluster with some flyers. At 100 yards, cold day, it's just okay. It wasn't so great. So I said, let me go back out a second day and try again. Now, the second day I went out, it was 45 degrees. Here we are at 50 yards. Okay, sighting in. Here are the poly mags. Nah, it was a mess. Here are the NOEs. Not bad. I mean, they really did well. And these are, again, these are from Wayne on GTA. And he told me these are the NOE molds. So these are not swaged. These are poured. You know, they're cast. So they did, and they look really, really beautiful. So here they are, grouping pretty well here. And some good, I mean, a little bit of spreading, and that's me not being comfortable with the gun. But this is what I want to show you. This is 12 shots using the 26 AVS Slugs, all under a dime. This is sub MOA. Now this is 12 shots. 10 of them went sub MOA. Again, that would be under a ½ inch. And 2 out here, 2 liars that went just above. Now, remember, it's 12 shots. 10 of them went right here in this little hole. Take a look at that. So that little hole that I'm showing you right there, okay? So as soon as I saw that, I said, wait, I got comfortable with the gun, and and remember, it was a windy day that second day, and you'll see that in the video, 11-mile-an-hour winds. Here's at 100. Okay, so at 100 yards, here's what happened. These are all my AVS Slugs, because I know the JSBs are fine, but I'm testing my slugs. So every group seems to be sort of side to side, except this one up and down. This is a little, but these groupings are all about 1.5 inches, with, you know, a lot of them concentrated in the middle, but very good at 100 yards in a lot of wind. Again, 11-mile-an-hour winds. This was the 50-yard sub MOA was great, but the 100-yard, I was pretty pleased. Again, in that kind of wind with slugs, and again, this is why I make slugs. This is why I shoot slugs, because I live on Long Island where there is a ton of wind. We have the ocean on the south, we have the Sound on the north, and we just have winds all the time. And this, I'm very pleased with. I'm very confident that I could do sub MOA with this gun and my slugs out to 100 yards. I did it at 50. I'm sure I could do it at 100 on a fairly decent, maybe 5-mile-an-hour wind day. Now, again, I'm concentrating on this gun in this video. If you want to see the Cricket in 25, you'll see that in a previous video. I shot that very well as also with slugs and pellets. But again, this is about the Taipan Mutant. Let's get to the range. Hey all, welcome back. Today I have the Taipan Mutant in 22. Beautiful gun. I first want to say thank you to Mitch for a kind GTA member who allowed me to get a hold of this and look at it, review it, test it out. Pellets, slugs, and what I will be doing is comparing it to its brother or sister, however you like to say it. They are they are similar in so many ways and different in others. I think I'll do some more in-depth at home and let you, it's just too cold today. What I really want to do is I want to shoot this 22. Now this is in 25. The Cricket, Kalibrgun Cricket is in 25. The Taipan Mutant is in 22. So it's hard to kind of really give them a head-to-head test. So I'm not going to do that. I'm really going to talk more about how well these guns are made, the good, the bad, sometimes the ugly. I know that in reading, in my research, that the Taipan Mutant, which is the older version, I think they now call it the Taipan Veteran, had a barrel issue a while back. And some people might have called this a cheap Chinese gun. They are not. I can tell you, first of all, I believe they're made Ukraine, I believe Czech Republic. Yes, Czech Republic. These are really, really super accurate, powerful guns, tunable, both have regulators. You know, there are some things I don't like about them. And the fact that the cocking they are side lever, but they're pulled way back and they're kind of, you know, it's kind of sucky to reach back to your ear. You know, you're kind of shooting and you got to reach back here to cock it. It is really nice to have it right here, but it is what it is. These are older guns. When I say older, older in the air gun community, 4, 5, 6 years, whatever, however long they've been out. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that these are super excellent guns. Again, the most important thing to me, accuracy, long range, power, adjustability. They have it, not like some of the newer guns, like your FX or the Raptor. The JSAR Raptor. I actually have one on order, so I can't wait to get my hands on that. I think that is the ultimate gun. I don't know, but it checks all the boxes. So anyway, without further ado, let me get to shooting today. I'm at the range, it's cold, and I really want to just get through shooting and seeing what kind of accuracy we can get from this gun, what pellets it likes, if it likes slugs at all, if it likes my slugs at all. Of course, you know, I'm going to be pushing my AVS slugs. I make them, I sell them. By the way, shameless little plug, I do have a website now, avsslugs.com, where I am selling them 10% less than I am on eBay. So anyway, let's get to shooting. JSB 18 grain, top center target, 50 yards. .937. 934. 936. There is no wind today. That is not an issue. 934. All right. 933. 932. Wow, they are just pellet on top of pellet. What can I say? Beautiful, beautiful shooting. Top right, H&N Barracudas. Whoo! 856. .857, very consistent. It's going, all right, I don't know why that's happening. Okay. All right, seems to be dropping off. Maybe the pressure is dropping off. No, 150 bar. Let's try that again with the H&Ns. All right, H&N Barracudas, second round, upper left. Okay, that was terrible. All right, I'm not going to waste my time. I don't think it likes the H&Ns that much. Okay, 20 grain AVS Slugs. Bottom right. Okay. Okay. Dude, it doesn't like these at all. Whew. Forget it. Got your answer on the 20. So as you can see, the Taipan Mutant did not like the 22 grain AVS Slugs, but look what happens as soon as I use the 26 grain AVS Slugs on the same exact target. And following this target, you'll see a sub-MOA 10-shot group with a 26 grain on day 2. Check that out. Let's go right to the 20. Let's go to 26 grains. Well, that was nice. That was nice. Well, now we got something. Wow. All right. So the 26 grain AVS Slugs traveling 791 feet per second at 50 yards are slug on top of slug. Let's keep going. Wow. All right, pressure's dropping, 788. Okay, so that is pretty good. 26 grain, bottom left target. Let's back that up. Okay, this was just now the 26 grain AVS Slugs, which, except for this one here, I don't know, whatever, it's always me. That is good. I think that was 12 shots, 11 or 12 shots. Barracudas, no good. This was testing, but the JSBs were good. JSBs, good. Barracudas, no good. The H&Ns, I'm upset because I really love those H&Ns, but they don't work. So JSB, 18 grain at 50 yards out of the Mutant, the Taipan Mutant, is a winner. And the AVS Slugs, the 26 grain, is a winner. Today is day 2 of testing the Taipan Mutant. No, this is not modified. Last time I was here, it was 26 degrees. Today, it's a balmy 48. But my face actually got a little burned from the cold. Not burned, but it was really irritated. So I just put a little bicycle padding over the top here. And you saw from the first day of testing, it liked the JSB 18 grains, and it did not like the H&N Barracuda 21 grains. It also did not like my AVS Slugs in 20 grain, which were too, I don't know if they're too light or too short, but it did like the 24 and the 26 grain. So I'll continue testing my slugs, my AVS Slugs in this gun, as well as I'll try some poly mags and the metal mags. I have GTOs, some pile drivers, Eugens. I'm gonna try some heavier slugs. Excuse me, I'm going to try some heavier pellets, and we'll see what it looks like. So let's get to testing. Today it's beautiful. The pressure should hold very well today. I had the hammer cranked down pretty far, and I think it was only shooting my 26 grain slugs around 757 and my 24 grain maybe 800, somewhere around there. So we're going to see if we get some more speed out of them today. It's a warmer day. Bottom center target. Get myself comfortable here. These are going about 850 feet per second. $848. 849. Wow, 3 in the same hole. A little high. every one of them now is going in the same hole. There is a pretty tough 9-mile-an-hour breeze at my back, which should be raising the pellet. Wow. Wow, look at that. We have 11-mile-an-hour winds here today. I mean, that is considered pretty good for Long Island. We have the Sound on one side, the ocean on the other. 50 yards, we just shot the 24 grain AVS Slugs. The first two, I was canting my gun, getting used to it. But as you can see, 10 shots. I brought a quarter dime and a nickel to see what it does, but I'm gonna go downrange, take a look. Let's see if it can fit under a quarter. I'm gonna pull you back just a little bit and put you on, let's see, rotate you like this. All right, here is, this is a 6-inch disc, 3 inches. Here is a quarter. All 12 shots fit under a quarter. 10 shots fit, look at this, 10 shots under a dime. Now, is that pretty fantastic or what? There you go. Here, these are the 10 shots, and then here are the 2 that I first started off with. So that's 10 shots at 50 yards under a dime. I don't know if that's definitely less than half an inch. That is sub MOA with the 24 grain AVS Slugs and the Taipan Mutant in 22. All right, we're going to shoot some metal mags at 50 yards. Okay, here we go. 919. No. So the metal mags don't seem to be doing too well. Nah, they're all over the place. No good. Metal mags, no good. And let's try pile drivers. Here we go with pile drivers. Not sure if you see that. Okay. Whoa, these are tight in the barrel, so I'm only going to shoot one. Wow, 763. Let's come up. Let's come up. Down. Up. Okay, let's try this. There we go. Whoa, I don't know what happened there. Wow. All right. Wow. Dude, these things are all over the place. No. Okay, enough of these. I am now trying some 23 grain NOE 217. These were given to me by Wayne on GTA, thank you. And I'm going to try them out here. Those are going about 800 feet per second. I'm going to take them up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to bring it down just a tad. Wow. Wow, in the same hole. Wow, that's 4 in the same hole. Wow. Wow, that's 5 in the same hole. Wow. That's it. Okay, so one more time with the NOE Magnum Hunters 23 grain 217 diameter, and these are from Wayne on GTA. Thank you, Wayne. Too high, come down. All right. All right, here we go. I brought it down a little. Wow. Going 865 feet. per second. Wowie. Wind. Whoa! I saw that curve in the, holy cow. Yeah. So the NOE pellets at 217 from Wayne shot pretty nice. There is a lot of wind, and that is definitely going to affect the pellets more than it does the slugs. I did push them to 870 feet per second. Maybe I could have gone to 900 or even more, but it seemed to have done well. Okay. So, from earlier in the day, these are the 26 grain AVS Slugs, sub-MOA, unbelievable group. These were the pile drivers all over the place. Polymags, not too promising either. This was sighting in. And these two, surprisingly, were the NOE from Wayne. These are pellets, 23 grain, but they're elongated. So I would imagine they have a better BC. Maybe instead of 0.35, maybe they have 0.4, somewhere around there. Because this clustered very, very well right here. This one here is definitely, it's me, when it's off, it's me. But this group right here that clustered, about 1.25 inches, 10 shots or so. And then up here, you have 3 of the shots that I threw a lot, maybe so. I saw this one curve, it was really amazing. In the scope, I just saw it take a right. And that could have been a gust of wind, could have been anything. But look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. 9 of them in about 1.25 inches. Now these are pellets in really, really windy conditions. They did extremely well. So the NOEs are very, very good. I forget what NOE stands for. I know it's a casting company. And I got these from Wayne on GTA. Thank you for letting me try these out. And they've worked well in my Nova Liberty, and they work well in the Taipan Mutant. Awesome gun, man. This gun is just incredible. Very versatile, very easy to use. Again, I'm not really a bullpup guy, so it took me a while to get comfortable, pulling it into my shoulder because it's short. I had to pull the scope forward. We'll do some more detail about the Taipan Mutant and the Cricket. We'll talk about both of them. But I really, since the Cricket is mine and the Taipan Mutant is someone else, I got to give it back. Mitch, thank you very much for allowing me to use your gun and test it out and break it in for you. Really great gun. I can see it's only going 806 feet per second, so they're kind of lobbing in. But they're all really close at 100 yards. Not bad. All right. 12 shots at 100 yards using the AVS Slugs. Look pretty good. Let's try the JSBs. 18 grain JSBs at 100 yards. Top target. Wow. Woo! Shit. All right, so it's opening up now. I don't know what's going on. There we go. All right, not bad. Very, let me tell you, the regulator on this gun is so consistent. Even in this freezing cold weather, it is 30 degrees right now in New York. And the gun is holding up very well. Wow, okay. Wow, pretty good. Nice, just dropping them right in there. So at 100 yards, the Taipan Mutant loves the JSBs and it loves the AVS Slugs. These groups that I'm going to show you now could be a lot better if it wasn't 30 degrees and freezing. There's no breath, but I'm freezing. And it is 30. So anyway, let's go down to 100 and take a look at that. Here are the 18 grain. Very now, it's cold. I am not comfortable with the gun. The JSBs will do better. Much better than this at 100 yards. This is 1.5 center to center. Here, except for this one here. Oh, that wasn't part of this group. That was first hand. So this group here, 1.5. Now, if you notice, it's more vertical, horizontal, and not so much vertical spread. This one has, it's like a square. It has equal vertical and horizontal. This one is wider than it is taller. So that tells me that the slugs, even though they're 26 grain, only going around 810 feet per second, it looked like they're lobbing in. They are holding better for up and down, but left and right, they might be, I mean, there's no wind today, so that could just be me canting the gun. But looks good, looks really good. Okay, let's try the 24 grain. Out to 100 yards, here we go. 845. Bottom, second to left. Okay. Nice. Wow. Oh, I threw that one off. Okay. All right, let's try that again. 24 grains. Okay, bottom left. High. Okay. All right. Wow. Holy cow. Wow. Holy cow. 18 grainers. Here we go. 18 grainers. 18 grain JSB. Top second. Ooh. All right. Woo. 3. Wow. Wow. Woo. Wow, one after another, right in the same spot. That's me. I threw that off. 26s, 24s. I'm doing 12 shots. I'm just going through the whole magazine. They look okay. They look respectable. Not super great, but respectable. JSBs, very respectable. I forget. I know these are the H&N. I think these are the JSBs too. The JSBs, very respectable. I mean, H&Ns, nah, they're just not working. Not in this gun. But definitely the 24 and the 26 grain, they work really, really well. That is the AVS Slugs. The JSBs, really, really well. Now, remember, today is no wind. It's dead. Here in Long Island, what is it today? The 21st, 22nd? I don't even know. A few days before Christmas. I mean, it's cold, but I mean, it is completely dead. Nothing is moving. So you can't blame, I won't blame wind on any of this side to side, up and down. You know, I'm not going to blame it on the wind. All right, we're going to put you right here. Let's tilt you down. Just want to reiterate, 50 yards, sub MOA, 10 shot, 12 shots under a quarter. Let's take it out to 100, see what we do. This is the 100 yards with the 26 grain AVS Slugs, going about 816 feet per second with 11 mile an hour wind. Here we go, 12 shots. bottom center. Okay. All right, pretty close. Okay. Wow. Wow. I would say it likes the slugs. Wow. Wow, that's 12 shots. Let's do another one. Woo! That was fantastic. Okay. Top right. .826. Whew, little breeze there. Wow. I think two just went in the same hole. Wow. 100 yards, 11 mile an hour wind, 26 grain AVS Slugs. Wow, three in the same hole. Little bit of wind. Yep. Reading the wind, baby. Reading the wind. Wow, I'm reading that wind. Nice. Nicely done. So that third group was super, man. Really good. .827 feet per second with a 26 grain out to 100 yards. These are my AVS Slugs, and there are about 10, 11 mile an hour winds. Bottom right. Gust from the back. That was a big gust of wind. Now I'm going to hold, to keep this group going, I'm going to hold a little bit over to the left. I'm going to dope to the left. Yep, I just held about a half MOA to the left. Oh yeah, now I'm holding to the left. Holding too much to the left. Okay, there we go. Wow, these are fantastic. Yep. Yep. There we go. Another 12 shots. Woo! That is nice. The wind died down a little bit, so let's see if we can keep going. Bottom left. Nice. Whoa, the wind is blowing out there. Okay. Nice. Whoa, that's not so good. Whoa, I saw that curve in the air. Wow. Wind is gusting. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Another 12. Here we go. Last 12 for the day. Bullseye! Okay. Gun slipped on me. Yeah. Gun slipped on me. Yeah. Slipped on me again. Yeah. There you have 6 12-shot groups at 100 yards. Okay, none of them are sub-MOA. but we do have a very windy day. 48 degrees. The gun performed beautifully. The slugs performed beautifully. But let's go out to 100 and take a look at that. So 6 groups. These are all really respectable, great groups at 100 yards in a windy day. Now, the wind seems to have just calmed down now. There's really nothing blowing. But again, you know, somewhere the majority of them group at a quarter. This is a little strange. This, look at this, left and right. I felt the wind going south. And I was trying, I forget which one of these, look at all of these. Look how consistent they are. Horizontally, they move left and right, which, you know, it's around a little over an inch up and down. But again, all really tight groups at 100 yards in wind. I'm hoping we can get another day out here before I give the gun back with no wind to, you know, see how these 20, it's got to be warm too. It's got to be like around 48, 50 degrees. I noticed I picked up about 75 feet per second going from 26 degrees Fahrenheit to 48 degrees Fahrenheit. So add 22 degrees and I got 75 feet per second more, which seems to have made a difference in stabilizing the slugs out to 100, because these groups are really good.